Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Brimlow, and today I'm going to go over the notes and lessons from Monday, January 4th, since I know there have been some Wi-Fi issues for a lot of students. So, welcome back from break. Hopefully you had a nice, relaxing time. So, we're going to start our new unit on exponents, and so before break I passed out this packet that has all the work we need for about the next 2 weeks. So we're not going to finish this packet this week. If you don't have the packet, you can call the school so you can go pick it up. Or if you go to today's playlist, I've linked a copy of the notes here. So if you click on it, you can print it out and take them as you go. So that's another option. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the notes. So in this packet, I've labeled the pages at the bottom, except for the first page. So page 1 is here. So today's notes start on page 3. Okay. So it should say Introduction to Exponents. So I already filled this out since I did it in class. So I'm just going to review and have you fill it out as we go. So you can pause and copy anything down. And if you do have any questions, you can email me. So Introduction to Exponents, this is once again on page 3. So Introduction to Exponents, what are exponents? So we have this example of 5 and 4. So this can be read as 5 to the 4th power or as 5 to the power of 4. And in this example, 4 is called the exponent and 5 is called the base. The exponent tells you how many times the base is being used as a factor. Numbers expressed using exponents are called powers. Exponents can make it easier to write and use repeated multiplication, such as 9 to the power of 6. So if I was to write this all out, it would be 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. Excuse me, that's a lot to write out. So it's a lot easier to use what we call exponential form. Another way to write exponents when using a computer or your phone or any device is using the caret symbol. If you look on your keyboard, it's on the number 6. You should only use this with technology. So if you see 5 up or 5 caret 4, it means 5 to the 4th power. So 5 is the base, it comes first. 4 is the exponent, the number that comes second. Okay? So there are 3 different forms we're going to talk about through this unit. One is exponential form. Second one is expanded form. And the last one is standard form. So in exponential form, you have a base and an exponent. In expanded form, you have it written out as repeated multiplication. In standard form is when you actually find the product. So the second example is 6 times 6, which equals 36. In the third example, they give you 3 7s. So you can rewrite that in exponential form as 7 to the power of 3. And if you multiply that out, that's 343. You will be able to use a calculator in this unit. You're not really going to need it too much because we're not going to be doing a lot of work with just numbers. But if you do find you need to use it, feel free. And then expanded form, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we have 5 2's all together. 2 is your base and 5 is your exponent. Okay. So once you're all set copying these notes down, you can go ahead and flip to page 4, the next page on the back. And once again, feel free to pause at any point through this video so you can copy down the information. Okay. Actually, we'll do this. All right, so if I see an example like 6x3, in this example, 6 is the coefficient, the x is the base, and 3 is the exponent. Notice that there are no parentheses and that the exponent 3 is only attached to the variable x. Your coefficient should always come first in your expression, and when expanded, this is what it would look like. So the importance of this is that since the 3 is only attached to the x, that means you would only multiply x by itself 3 times. And that means you would multiply it by 6 once. So if you were to expand it out, what this expression is saying is they want you to do 6 times the product of x to the third, or 6 times x times x times x 3 times. So the x is written out 3 times, but 6 is only written out once, okay? So in these next practice examples, you're going to rewrite the expression without exponents. So they start like this in exponential form, and you're going to rewrite them in expanded form. So I'm going to go through the first one with you. Then I'd like you to pause the video and try the next few on your own. So 5x to the power of 4. Excuse me. So 5 times x to the 4th power. 5 times x times x times x times x. Remember, 5 is the coefficient. It is not attached to the exponent. The exponent is only attached to the base x. So I have 4 x's and 5. So if you could pause and try the next couple on your own, and then when you're done, play and see what you get for answers. So the next one, we have 7 as a coefficient times a, 2 a's because it's a to the power of 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 b's because it's b to the 4th power. A and b are different variables, so you cannot combine their exponents together. So a to the power of 2, b to the power of 4, all written out in expanded multiplication. Last, we have x to the 3rd, y to the 2nd. So 1, 2, 3 x's multiplied, and then 2 y's multiplied. Okay. So I'm just going to adjust. Rewrite each expression using exponents. So they give you expanded form, and you're going to rewrite it in exponent form. So I'm going to do the first one with you, and then you're going to try the next few on your own. So I have 2 x's, so that's x to the power of 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 y's, so y to the power of 4. So right now, if you could pause and try the next few examples on your own, and then come back and see how you did. So in this next example, they give us a 4, and that's really important because it's by itself. So 4 would be considered your coefficient, okay? So we'd start out with 4, and then I have 1, 2, 3 y's, so y to the power of 3, and then z, 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 so z to the power of 3. Even though these have the same exponent, they each need to have their own separately. Now, in this next one, if you look through, 8 comes last. However, it's considered a coefficient, so you'd write it first. Then I go through and see, next I have b, so I have 1, 2, 3 all together. Once again, even though they're mixed up, that is a property of multiplication. You want to go through and count what you have. And then c, I have 1, 2, 3. Now, in this last one, I have both 3 and 4 as coefficients. And the operation we're working with is multiplication, so I'd start by multiplying those numbers together. 3 times 4 is 12, so that's going to be my coefficient. Then I'm going to go ahead and look at my variables or bases. So I have 1, 2, 3 x's, so it's x to the power of 3, and then 1, 2 y's, so y power 2. Okay. So this is a review of working with exponents, and these were our notes for today. So for your practice, you're going to flip to page 7. Flip to page 7. Okay. Now on page 7, once again at the bottom, pages are listed. So this is page 7. In section A, you're going to choose 5, writing them in expanded form. Part B, you're also going to choose 5 and rewrite them in exponent form. And then on page 8, the next page behind it, you're going to choose 10. So you're going to write the base and exponent in each of these. So I'm going to go through that one more time. Coming back to page 7. On page 7, you're going to rewrite 5 of these of your choice. So you're not doing all 10. You're choosing 5 of this top section to rewrite in expanded form. In section B, you're going to do the same thing and choose just 5. And you're going to write them in exponent form. And then on the back, page 8, you're going to choose 10, and you're going to write out what the base and exponent is, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We can schedule a meet or answer any of your questions through that. So reminder that I know there were some issues today, but to get to the Google Meet for class, you're going to check the schedule, see what time we have class, and I have linked it to the homepage in Canvas. So once you log into Canvas, you can click the daily schedule as it will rotate periods 3 through 6, and then click on the Google Meet link to attend the meet. If you have any issues, just reach out and I will chat with you guys soon.